Parshas Lech-Lecha, the beginning of it all. Our Zaidi, the truth seeker, the audacious iconoclast Avraham Avinu, Abraham, our forefather. He was the son of Terach, born in Or-Kasdim, which is Be'erech, around South Iraq in modern times, surrounded completely on all sides with sin and idolatry. His own family headed one of the largest idol dealerships in town, and a young boy born into this mess. But he bucks the trend. He discovers Hashem. He spreads Judaism throughout the world, monotheism to all, and becomes the father of all people, the Av HaMo'in Goyim. It's at the end of the fifth Aliyah, where Hashem is promising Avraham Avinu generations and generations of kids and of people, an endless, eternal legacy. He tells him to go outside, to gaze upon the stars, to count them. And so will be the Jewish people, Avram's kids. It will be as numerous as the stars. After Avraham Avinu receives his bracha from Hashem, he says that the following words, and this is our topic. Vaya'amin b'Hashem, and Avram believed, he trusted in God, vayachshaveha l'tzedakah, and he considered it, he thought of it as a tzedakah. When we surgically peel this pasuk apart, we find a theme that embodied all that Avraham Avinu stood for. Rashi explains the pasuk as the following: Vaya'amin b'Hashem, and Avraham Avinu trusted, had bitachon in God, and Hashem considered it a tzedakah. Hashem considered it righteousness. That Avraham Avinu bucked the trend. He became someone that rose above all the pagan worshippers. He rose above all the idolatry and became someone that trusted in God. That was the tzedakah, the righteousness that Avraham Avinu embodied. Now the Ramban has a brutal question on Rashi. The Ramban says, on this Rashi, I don't understand. This is Avraham Avinu that we're talking about. A person that will stop at nothing to fulfill God's will, even slaughtering his own son. A man that has prophecy. A person that has frequent visitations from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is righteous for him to believe in the bracha that he will have an eternal nation. This is considered tzedakah? This is just basic faith that Avraham Avinu seemingly already has shown. So the Ramban changes who's talking in the pasuk. Vaya'amin b'Hashem, and Avram trusted in God. Vayachshaveha l'tzedakah, and Avram considered it righteous on Hashem's behalf that he gave him this blessing of having a nation that is as numerous as the stars. Because Avram said, I'm not deserving of this. I don't have enough merits for such a thing. But Hashem went above and beyond and blessed me. V'yachshavel l'tzedakah is Avram talking to Hashem. And finally, listen to how Maimonides, the Rambam, translates this pasuk of v'yachshaveha l'tzedakah. Says the Rambam, really it's Avraham Avinu talking the entire time. And he explains that v'yamin b'Hashem, and Avram believed and trusted in God. V'yachshaveha l'tzedakah. Tzedakah doesn't mean righteousness. Citing the pasuk by Tzedek Tirdov and Parshas Shoftim, Tzedek means justice. Tzedek means what's right, what's proper, what's fitting. V'ha'amin b'Hashem, v'yachshaveha l'tzedakah, because Avram said this is what must be. This is justice, to trust in God. Avraham Avinu was different from all of his predecessors, as Rambam explains in Hilchas Avodah Zarah right at the beginning, that Adam and Noach and many of the other people that lived before Avraham Avinu, they knew of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Avram didn't discover Hashem, for people had already known about God before him. But Avraham Avinu was the first one through his own mental faculties to say, it must be that there's a Hashem. It has to be, for who's running this place? He continued to disseminate this message. To Avraham Avinu, it only made sense. It was only fitting. It was justice just to have emunah, to believe in God. Perhaps he noticed his liver and said, how did this liver come to be? Who's running the wind and the rain and the clouds? Of course it's Hashem. There must be one God. Avraham Avinu was so clear. He had such equanimity and a clear head that he was able to decide what was right and wrong by looking at the Bria, at creation. The Gemara in Yuma Daf Chaf Ches Amad Aleph 28a says that Avraham Avinu learned all of Torah. The Medrash explains it made sense to him. He learned it by himself, for of course we should shake a palm frond and an etrog on the 15th of Tishrei. It makes sense. It must be. It's justice. And to that lady who came to offer her flour for the idols in Terach's idolatrous workshop, it didn't make any sense. It can't be that you serve inanimate objects, that you bow down to a domem. This ups the ante when we remember that we are children of Avraham Avinu. Emunah is beautiful, and we should always try to trust as much as possible in Hashem. But when we look around, even through our own basic understanding of the world, we have to see Hashem and recognize that there clearly is a God. And our chiddush today is that emunah is not just a nice extra icing on the cake. Emunah, understanding HaKadosh Baruch Hu and trusting in Him, is mukhrach, is a necessity, is a must. How did the world not see it before Avraham Avinu? Nobody noticed it before Avraham Avinu. But then Avram came, and with intellectual honesty, with a clarity of mind, he recognized there must be a Hashem, and therefore, v'yachshaveha l'tzedakah, it's justice, it's proper, it's fitting to trust in Hashem and believe in God. Of course, all of the different wheels and bells and whistles and springs that are inside your watch didn't just come together to create a watch. Somebody built it. At our own level, we can realize, and we must realize, that Hashem runs the world, and therefore, of course, I trust in Him. The more we study Torah and learn about the world, the more we see Hashem. This is a limud gadol, a tremendous lesson that we learn from Avraham Avinu, Avram, our forefather.